Hello, my name is Lana Marconi. I am the director and filmmaker for New Human, New Earth, New Humanity, and I'm super excited that it's actually going to be premiering in Australia, February 2017. And right now, I'm in the Greater Toronto area, and I'm Skyping with this amazing woman. She's in Australia, and she's going to be on the panel for my film in Australia in February. Her name is Jean Sheehan. Jean, welcome. So nice to meet you.
Lana, I am so honoured and excited. What you do is incredible, and especially this film, like I've got goosebumps as I talk. I'm really, really honoured about this adventure.
Wonderful. So tell me, what do you know about the premiere that Donna is setting up? Do we know anything?
For me personally, no, but Donna's doing a lot of behind the scenes. It's just when she showed me a snippet, when I read the title of New Human, New Earth, New Humanity, goosebumps were all over my body, and I just went, yes, this is everything I love, what I teach, what I've just written a book about. And then I saw the little previews that she sent me, and that's why I said I'm so honoured. I don't know how you got into this, but you are just so suited to it. It's incredible.
So being on the Q&A panel, I guess, after the film will be screened, why do you think it's so relevant for this type of movie to be shown today?
For a long time it's been coming. I always say that this has been written about for years. Now, whether it be Nostradamus saying the world will end as we know it, whether it be the Mayan calendar, whether it be, watching the ebb and flow of life, things like who's in presidency, who's not, what's happening, the wars, etc. There's like the world is just saying, wake up, wake up, wake up. Now, I've got a nursing background and I've watched diseases go into trends. And the work that I do now, again, diseases as a medical intuitive, and I just think everything is saying, come on guys, wake up, it's time. There's that new human, look up to the earth. So here in Australia we have a day called Clean Up Australia Day, and now it's twice a year. So even those little concepts are coming in saying, come on, new earth, you've got to look after everything we've provided for, enjoy it, be prosperous. And that new humanity is just a different way of thinking. The new generation of children, they're presenting themselves with diseases that are really not diseases. So it's so timely of what you've offered. It's exciting. Just so exciting.
Thank you for that. That's really interesting that you mentioned diseases, because in the film New Human, New Earth, New Humanity, it really shows three phases. The first is like the old paradigm and it falling away, and then a glimpse of the new paradigm, and then the transition in between. And obviously the hope is for the new paradigm to have a disease-free world. I mean, how amazing is that? Because like you, I'm in the medical field as well, and I would love to see a disease-free world. So tell us a little bit more about your background in medicine. I mean, what do you do over there in Australia?
So I've always had the gift of being able to see inside the body, the anatomy, physiology, disease, the emotional links as well. I then went into nursing, then into pathology, then into autopsies to quantify it. So my right brain said, yes, I've got it, but the left brain needed some structure, so I needed to marry up the two. And I did it specifically nursing-wise, because that way I could be with the patients all the time. And as I said, I've watched diseases be almost like trendy. I look at the diseases now. Our biggest disease is anxiety, depression, then diabetes, then cancer. And things do happen in trends. If we look at the Black Death, what was happening there? Or children's personalities, which I also talk about, is these children are presenting themselves, they don't know if it's Asperger's or ADD or Asperger's autism, and so everything's evolving. As you said, old paradigm, transition to new. So even through diseases and personalities, it's mirroring, and the earth is mirroring everything. And so when I teach or do consults, I can see this, but it's also getting people from old to transition to go and have your heart's desire, be that new humanity of deliciousness that we're supposed to be, that we're born with.
Yeah, that's so fascinating. So your background, you're actually a nurse?
Yes.
Wow, that's
Yes,
so
yes.
fascinating. And then now you're a medical intuitive. So when you look at diseases like cancer, for instance, in somebody, I mean, what do you see?
So every person is individual. I'll have a name for the cancer on what's called metaphysical, meta, unseen and physical, meta, unseen and the physical seen. But it depends. I always say there's a body in there's a story in the body. So like this morning I had a lady with a sore shoulder. Well, if I was still nursing, we would go straight to the shoulder, but it was actually her right hip, the reciprocal or diagonal, that was playing up. And so things like cancer for me are generally self-destruction. Something's eating away, but it's finding out what's the story and where is it located. Is it breast, which is you're not nurturing, nourishing? Is it eyes, high expectation? Is it nose, not using intuition? So it depends on where it is in the body and what's the big story. And it's a lifestyle change of maybe they need to eat alkaline diet, maybe they hate their work. Maybe that's why I just think it's delicious times, delicious, delicious.
Well, you mentioned women, cancer, and not nurturing yourself. What do you think about men and, I mean, this huge rise in prostate cancer?
Yeah, same thing. So going back to breast cancer, I've got children that are 5. I've also got men presenting with breast cancer. The concept of the prostate and uterus, it's the same. The body doesn't know if we're female or male. It thinks we're androgynous. In men, that's a place of storage, housing and productivity. Men have this primordial thing of, I've got to be a provider, I've got to be a protector. And if they don't feel that they've done that role and housed a situation where they've been a provider, protector for themselves, their family, their income, their job, it eats away at them. And so then the prostate, tiny little thing but so much trouble, just gets eaten away, eaten away. And so they don't, and that's a place of nurture for men as well, but they don't nurture themselves either.
Wow, that's so fascinating. And so do you offer, I guess, advice or any type of therapy once you've given them a medical intuitive diagnosis?
Yeah, so legally I can't use the word diagnosis or advice. What I do is I give them the information and I marry up the nursing and the metaphysical side, and it will be very accurate from, listen, your calcium levels are really low and it's because of XYZ. Your body's requiring to go to a naturopath or a GP. Can you ask for these blood tests? That's where my pathology background comes in. So each person is individual in their story. And the idea is the body talks and says, hello, I'm not happy. So the idea is that in the awareness that new human, new earth, new humanity, it's like, here, this lifestyle does not suit you anymore. You were born brilliant, pure potentiality. You've gone off skew-if. Disease is going, hi, and then get back on track. That's how I see it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm in alignment with that too, because I think it all goes back to self-love. And once we can actually, really learn to love ourselves, and not from an ego place, but really from a genuine, authentic place, then we can really accelerate in life and tap into our higher human potential. So, Jean, thank you so much for this interview. And I want to give a big shout out to Donna and everyone in Australia and say thank you so much for premiering my film, New Human, New Earth, New Humanity. And Jean, I'm super honored that you're going to be on the panel, especially with your medical background. That's so cool. I'm totally identified with that. I think that's amazing. So I hope you all have a fantastic time in February watching New Human, New Earth, New Humanity.
Thank you, Lana, so much for doing what you're doing and all this amazing work. It's just so inspirational. I'm very honoured.
Thank you so much. Much love to you guys in Australia.